Dave Palumbo with an RX Muscle news update. This just in, Flex Lewis has been extended a special invite to the 2020 Olympia. We had a feeling this was coming down the pipeline. Flex had said he was taking off 2019 after winning his 7th 212 Olympia title in 2018. True to his word, we didn't see him on a stage in 2019. In fact, as a matter of fact, we haven't really seen very much of him at all in terms of he's pretty much kept a pretty low profile. Now, obviously, meeting with Dan Solomon over at the AMI Mr. Olympia and coming to the, I guess, conclusion that he wanted to do the Olympia. He asked for the invite. Now, a lot of people might be wondering, you know, why would Flex Lewis, who's a 7-time Mr. Olympia, need an invite to the Mr. Olympia competition? It seems like I thought Mr. Olympias can do whatever they want. Evidently, there's a rule that you can't, you know, you have to qualify in the division that you actually are competing in, even if you're a Mr. Olympia. Now, I don't know if I agree with that rule. I mean, I think if you win the Olympia title, no matter what division it's in, you should have the ability to compete in any other division. I mean, if Shanique Grant wants to do the Miss Olympia and not do the Women's Physique Olympia this year, I think she should be able to do it. I mean, but that's, you know, that's just my opinion. The rule, I guess, right now is that you still have to qualify in the division you want to compete in. So Flex Lewis technically wasn't qualified for the Olympia. He theoretically would have had to have done an open show during this course of this year and qualified. But Jim Mannion, obviously, you know, realizing that, you know, this is a special circumstance. Flex is a 7-time Olympia champ already. They extended him the special invite. I like the fact that they're announcing it nice and early in the year. We know that Flex is going to be doing the Olympia. It will only add to the, you know, promotion of the show and the excitement that goes into that Mr. Olympia build-up. Because let's face it, sometimes the build-up is better than the show itself. So Flex Lewis entering the 2020 Olympia, trying to be the only man to ever win 2 divisions at the Olympia level. A lot of people think he has a great chance to do it. You know, from what I saw at last year's Olympia, I would say he probably does have a very good chance of doing it. You know, he certainly has a great chance of placing top 5, that's for sure, which would be a huge accomplishment in and of itself. I don't think anyone else has ever done that. Gone from, you know, winning a 212 Olympia and then placing, you know, top 5. Now, William Bonac was a 212 competitor who obviously is placed as high as 2nd at the Olympia, but he never won the 212 Olympia. So it's pretty impressive that Flex is going to be crossing over. I think it's a great move on his part. He's only, you know, 36 years old. He still has a lot of good years in him left. I would love to see him, you know, really crack that top 3. Obviously, the story of the year would be if he ever won the Olympia. And who knows, you know, I've never seen Flex Lewis out of shape on stage. That guy is a consummate professional, and that goes a long way because we see a lot of guys show up at the Olympia, especially in 2019, and they were really off. So, you know, Flex Lewis, how would he have done, you know, at this year's past Olympia? He could have been right next to Hadi Shubman up there, you know? It might have been, you know, him and then Hadi, I don't know. He could have been 3rd or 4th. So we don't know, obviously, until we see what he looks like standing next to these other guys on stage. Obviously, Hadi Shubman matches up very well with these open guys. He's very wide. I don't know how Flex Lewis will look in the lineup, obviously a little on the shorter side, but Bonac is not very much taller than him. So I think it's going to be a great matchup, especially because he's going to be able to stand next to guys like, hopefully, if Hadi Shubman is allowed to come into the country again, Hadi Shubman, William Bonac. Flex matches up great with those guys. Obviously, Brandon Curry, a little taller. Will Phil Heath be in the lineup? I don't know, but he's a little on the taller side over Flex Lewis as well. So, but a great, exciting announcement. Kudos to whoever made this happen. I know that Neil Hill has been strategizing with Flex for the last 1.5 years as to what they wanted to do. They were going to take their time, which I think was a smart move, and bring a look to the stage that was a lot different than what we last saw at the 212 Olympia, where Flex won his last title and arguably might have been his best ever. Now, if you look at his Instagram and you see some of these, you know, freaky off-season pictures he's putting up, he's obviously added a lot of size. How much? Will we ever get an accurate number? I don't know, but it certainly looks like it's significant. So once again, huge exciting announcement coming from the Mr. Olympia LLC. Flex Lewis will be in the 2020 event. I'm Dave Palumbo with an RX Muscle News Update.